Hey guys, Jason here. I chose a book called Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. He is also the illustrator of the book. The publisher is HarperCollins Publishing. It's 1963. It is a fiction book, and I would say it's probably kindergarten through third grade appropriate, somewhere in there. The beginning of the book, it's about a little boy named Max who is dressed up in his white wolf suit and he's being mischievous. The first scene, he's hanging a tent and driving a nail into the wall, and then the next scene he's chasing the dog down the stairs in his wolf suit, and when his mom calls him, "Hey, wild thing," he says, "I'll eat you up." So she sends him to bed without dinner. While he's in his bedroom, he imagines a huge forest and starts playing a little bit in the forest. Then he imagines an ocean, and he sails away for over a year on this ocean. He lands in a place called Where the Wild Things Are, a little island. Well, on the island, there's these mythical creatures. They're part human, part animal. Some of them have little horns. They're just whatever's in his imagination. All of them have these big yellow eyes. So while he's there, he tames the wild things because he's the wildest of them all. He tames them with a magic trick. He stares them in the eyes, and then once they name him the king of the island, he orders them to go on a little rumpus, which next couple scenes they're in a forest and they're hanging on the trees and they have a little conga line dancing, and then they're all gnarling their teeth in another scene and just being mischievous together. So finally all that winds down, and Max is sitting there in his little tent with his crown on and his wand as the king of this little island, and all the wild things are now sleeping. And while Max is sitting there by himself, he's kind of lonely, and he decides he wants to go back home where he's loved the most. And so he goes back to his boat, and the wild things are telling him, "We love you, and please don't go." And Max says, "No, I have to go." And while he's leaving, he smells food. So he sails for a year back all the way across the world and then some. And when he gets back home, he realizes there's hot food in his room. Kind of the moral of the story is that for little kids is that imagination can take you anywhere, and that even when you're naughty, your parents are still going to love you. Overall, pretty good book for younger kids. I guess I wouldn't go anything above third or fourth grade, but it does have a good storyline and something that young kids could relate to pretty easily.